The first time I saw her was that summer when I was 8. My parents had driven us back to my grandparents' old farmhouse in rural Ohio to beat the city heat, and right behind the sagging barn was a row of low, weathered brick buildings. That was the town's group home for foster kids. I was clutching a glazed donut, the kind from the corner bakery, when I spotted this tiny figure crouched by the chain-link fence near the overflowing dumpster. She didn't look like a kid at all, more like a stray kitten left out in the rain. Her bony shoulder blades poked through a faded hand-me-down t-shirt. Her hair was this dull straw color, matted and stuck to her sweaty forehead and cheeks. She was hunched over, totally zoned in on rummaging through the stinking trash pile. Then she actually pulled out half a slice of moldy bread, and her eyes lit up for a split second, just long enough to twist something in my gut. She went to shove it straight into her mouth. "Hey, you can't eat that." The words just burst out of me. She flinched hard, like I'd dumped boiling water on her, jerking back so fast the bread tumbled right back into the muck. She looked up, her face going ghost white under the blazing sun, her eyes wide with pure terror. She curled into a ball, arms wrapped over her head, shaking like a leaf. It was that automatic flinch, the kind you get from too many beatings. I stared at her, trembling back, my heart pounding, and took a tentative step closer. She shook even harder. I froze, not daring to get nearer, and just eased my hand out, setting the donut down on the dirt before backing up a good few feet. "Here, this is for you. It's clean," I whispered. That kind of careful handoff went on for days. She'd never come close. I dropped the food and retreat. Until that one afternoon, when a thunderstorm rolled in out of nowhere, the Midwest kinda hits like a freight train. I dashed through the downpour and shoved a wax paper-wrapped cookie through a gap in the fence, our unspoken new drop spot. As I turned to sprint back to the house, there she was under the porch overhang, not far off, her soaked hair plastered to her face, making her look even smaller and more heartbreaking. I waved at her and plunged into the rain. A few steps in, I glanced back on impulse. She was still standing there, watching me. Through the misty sheets of water, I couldn't make out her face, but I caught the tiniest bow of her body, so faint it was almost nothing. After that, the fear in her eyes when she looked at me started to fade. One time, I got bold and didn't bolt right away. Instead, I plopped down on a stump nearby and watched her eat the hard-boiled egg I'd brought. She hesitated, but didn't run, just turned her back and wolfed it down fast. Halfway through the summer, that sticky hot afternoon, I slipped her a handful of ripe blackberries I'd stashed away, the purple juice staining her fingers and lips. She ate with total focus, oblivious to the big smear on her mouth. I couldn't help but laugh, pulling out my little handkerchief on instinct to wipe it off. She recoiled sharp, eyes squeezing shut, neck hunching like she was bracing for a slap. My hand hung in the air, then dropped slow and soft to her mouth, dabbing away the stain. "You got a little," I murmured. Her long lashes fluttered, and she opened her eyes, staring at me in a daze. Those eyes were clear as a mountain stream, reflecting me right back. She didn't pull away. My heart was hammering, and I tried it, gave her skinny arm a gentle pat. She ducked her head, her body going rigid, but she stayed put. Some huge rush of bravery hit me, and I reached out, wrapping my arm around her super light like she might shatter. She was so thin it hurt to hold her, bones digging into my arm. She felt it, tensed up at first, then that knotted-up little frame eased bit by bit into me. She still wouldn't look up, just kept her head down, nibbling the last blackberry tiny and precious, like she was testing if this was real. The cicada's buzz seemed to fade out all at once. The world went dead quiet, nothing but her soft, cautious chewing. In my arms. For the next few days, I'd sneak out with whatever scraps I'd saved and head to our spot under that big oak tree. Empty as a ghost town. First day, I figured she was just late. Second day, I circled the group home's fence a bunch of times. No sign of that scrawny shadow. Third, fourth, the gate stayed locked, kids' yells echoing from inside now and then, but never hers. This cold dread clawed at me. I asked Grandma if anyone would even notice if something bad happened to one of those kids. She sighed, shaking her head. "That place? Kids come and go like the weather. Who knows? Probably." She trailed off, but I got it. Food lost its taste. Nights in bed, I'd swear I heard faint, kitten-like sobs. Until that one afternoon. The locusts were screaming bloody murder, and I was zoning out on the porch steps when I caught this rustling from the woodpile out back. Figured it was a raccoon after the sun-dried fish jerky, so I crept over quiet. Then I saw her. Dirtier, skinnier than before, like a stick wrapped in rags and mud. Her hair was clumped with twigs and grime. Her little face, just eyes now. Flies buzzed around her head. She was pawing through some old feed sacks, hunting for anything edible. "Hey," I whispered, not wanting to spook her. She whipped around, saw it was me, and those near-dead eyes sparked with this blinding light. Forgetting to be scared, she scrambled toward me on hands and knees a few steps, then remembered something huge, fumbling in her ragged pockets, frantic. She pulled out this offering, holding it up high like treasure, a little Ziploc with a glazed donut inside. The bag was wiped cleanish, but the donut was stale, edges going fuzzy with mold. Clearly past its prime, hidden who knows how long or scavenged from some lucky trash bin. She thrust it at me, throat making these urgent, raspy huh sounds, desperate to press it into my hands. For me, it was the best thing she had. My nose burned, eyes stinging hot. I didn't grab it right away, just looked at her. Flies droned, her sour stink wafting over. Everyone was next door helping out, yard dead quiet. I took a deep breath, accepted the donut solemn as a vow. Thanks. She grinned, eyes crinkling, flashing a bit of white teeth. Then I took her grimy wrist. She twitched back on reflex, but didn't yank free. I met her eyes, nodded toward the house, voice soft as I could. Come on inside with me. She wavered, but let me tug her in gentle. I led her to the bathroom, an old-school setup, linoleum floor, basic showerhead on the wall. She stood lost, clueless. I twisted the faucet. Cool water hissed out, splashing the floor with a sharp patter. She gasped short and broken, like a burn or a whip crack, face draining white, bolting for the door. I cranked the flow low quick, grabbed her icy, filthy arm. Whoa, easy, easy, I babbled. It's just water, clean water for a bath. Gets you clean, feels nice. She shook in my grip, eyes wild on the puddles, then me, fighting like a wild thing. I held on tight, repeating, no fear, just a wash up. Clean clothes after, okay? Then we share the donut. You gave me yours. Took forever, but her struggles eased, body still quaking, eyes clamped shut like torture. I let go cautious, cracked the water again to lukewarm, tested on my hand first, then trickled it slow over her calves. She jolted but stayed. The stream cut trails of gray, mucked down her legs. See? Not scary, right? I whispered, grabbing soap and a towel, setting out some clean shorts and tea I never wore on the dry stool. You do it yourself? I'll be right outside. I pointed to the door, backed out slow, easing it shut soft. I didn't stray far, leaned on the wall by it. Inside, just a steady rush at first, dead silent otherwise. Then, faint under the water, a tiny animal whimper. I waited ages, itching to knock and check. Finally, the trickle stopped. A beat, then the door cracked. She peeked half out, hair dripping, strands clinging to her smooth forehead and cheeks. Rocking my too big blue tee and dark shorts, baggy as hell, making her look even more fragile. But different, totally different. Scrubbed clean, her skin was this pale from years of skimping on meals, but you could see she was going to be pretty. Small face, pointed chin, perky nose, and those eyes stealing the show. Her wet lashes drooped over big, lively eyes. She looked like a gardenia bud after rain, pale, but with this gut-punch purity. She fidgeted awkward, hands and feet locked stiff, head down, avoiding my gaze. I snapped to, grabbing the towel I prepped. Hair still dripping, let me dry it. I draped it gentle over her soggy head, moves light as air. Her hair was fine and brittle yellow, starved for nutrients, rubbing rough instead of smooth. I felt her quiver under my hands. I dabbed careful, soaking up every drop. Brushing her ear, my finger grazed the cool lobe. She flinched sharp, a tiny startled hitch in her throat. Sorry, I said quick, slowing way down. Surprise, she didn't pull back. Instead, she uncurled her fist from her shirt hem, reached tentative, snagging the hem of my shirt at the waist light as a feather. But like it was her lifeline. Head still low, she let me towel her head, fingers clenched on my shirt, drawing courage from that tiny link. All good, I said, patting last, not bone dry, but no more drips. Close enough. Only then did she let go reluctant, fingers peeling slow. Blink of an eye, it was time to head out. Up front by the house, Mom and Dad had the suitcases loaded in the SUV. I dragged my feet last, clutching a bulging grocery bag stuffed with all my hoarded snacks, chips, cookies, and a couple dog-eared picture books I loved. She must have sensed it, waiting early under the big oak. I shoved the bag at her. She didn't even glance, shoving it back fierce, big eyes locked on mine, welling fast. Take it. All for you, I said, nose burning, forcing it into her arms. She shook her head stubborn, small hands clamping my wrist hard, nails digging near the bone. Face tilted up, lips quivering, throat choking out frantic, broken-in sobs. Tears plopped huge, her face all raw panic and cling. That sound stabbed my chest. The truck engine grumbled distant, Dad hollering, I'll be back next summer. I choked out the promise, prying her fingers ruthless. They were cold, desperate grip, peeling one by one. Last one gave, and she crumpled soft like boneless, squatting, face buried in her elbows, muffled sobs wrenching. Her silent breakdown rooted me, till Mom hauled me off. Scooped into the truck, engine roaring dust clouds. I clung to the tailgate, craning back desperate. She was still crouched, balled tiny in the dirt haze, shrinking, blurring, gone. Next summer break, I bailed from the car first, bolting straight to the oak. Nothing. I froze, then dashed to the group home's rusty gate, peering at the playing kids. No familiar face. Gut twisted uneasy. Back home, casual like, I asked Grandma about that quiet girl from the home who didn't talk much. She was snapping beans, sighed deep. Oh, that little mute one. Tough break, but she got lucky. Word is, last winter she wandered off scavenging, passed out hungry on the road to the next county over. Some well-off folks spotted her. Kind hearts, no kids of their own. Did the paperwork, adopted her right up. Adopted? Next county? My heart leaped. Good people? Would they treat her right? She was so skittish, bullied. Question spun wild. After dinner, dusk falling, I couldn't sit still, bolting down the gravel back roads on Grandma's vague directions. Summer night breeze thick with corn scent, but I ran sweat-soaked. Near 20 minutes, legs lead-heavy, there it was, the tall fenced yard Grandma mentioned. Not the usual clapboard farmhouses, a cute two-story colonial, white siding glowing in twilight. Porch lights on, neat flower beds, a blooming dogwood. Through the wrought iron fence, I peeked cautious, and saw her, rocking on a wicker porch swing in a clean sundress, hem fluttering with her gentle kicks. Head down, open book on her lap, soft light tracing her quiet profile. Hair grown out, neat ponytail with a bow. Cheeks filled in, no more scary sharp bones, skin smooth and fair. She'd flip a page now, and then, easy, relaxed. She was good, better than I could have dreamed. That knot in my chest from a year, loose and huge, relief flooding with a sour twinge of loss. She didn't need my half-saved donuts anymore, or my clumsy shielding. This was perfect, I told myself. One last look, then I turned to slip away quiet, no interrupting her fresh start. Heart lighter, but hollow, heavy. 2 steps out, a clear, sharp ah. I froze, pulse slamming. That voice. I whipped back. The gate had cracked open. Her dress figure dashed out, light stretching her shadow long. Running eager, eyes blazing on me, another firm ah. That summer's vibe shifted forever. She'd show every day, mornings or afternoons. Our creaky screen door would ease open a sliver, her pretty dressed self peeking shy, spotting me, eyes mooning, a bright ah. From her adoptive folks' place to our village, that 20-minute hike, she braved it rain or shine. We'd hit the creek at the edge of town most. I'd fake fish with Grandpa's old rod. She'd perch on a rock beside, hugging the picture book I'd brought, reading silent. Creek babbling, sun warming the ripples. Her fave was that beat-up Snow White, edges frayed. At the Prince on White Horse page, her finger traced their faces tender. Then she'd look up, eyes begging. Again, even playful. Vigorous nod, shoving the book, finger jabbing urgent. So I'd ditch the rod, take it, launch into the rote tale. Once upon a time, in a far-off land, there was a beautiful princess. She'd hang on every word, chin in hands, eyes glued to my lips like candy spilling out. At the prince's kiss waking her, breath held, cheeks pink, eyes starry with hero worship. At first, her rapt attention cracked me up. I dug being needed. But time dragged, and a subtle drag set in. She got clingier. Some days, I just wanted to stare at the water, blank mind, know nothing. But even silent, she'd ditch the book, twisting to study my profile like the eighth wonder. Her stare burned intense, sun through a lens, making me squirm. Once I snapped when she reached to pinch my cheek again, irked, jerking away sharp. Quit pinching my face. Give me some space, okay? Instant regret. Color drained from her face, paler than Snow White's poison bite. Hand yanked back midair. Eyes huge, misting fast with panic, lost hurt, terror like the world's boot. She balled up, bracing for the fallout. I panicked, waving frantic. Sorry. I didn't mean to snap. I just... Stumbling words. No clue how to unpack, needing a breather. She just hunkered, shoulders shaking, eyes down. Ages passed. I figured she'd ghost me forever. Then super slow, she lifted her head, eyes still puffy red. She had me timid, gauging my mood. Then she did this move that floored me. Careful again, she reached out, cool fingers brushing my cheek tentative. I didn't dodge. Her tip lingered a sec, sensing okay. The shake stopped. She pinched soft, feather-light. But now it held this stubborn edge like no losing it again. Pinching, eyes locked on mine, wordless check-in. I sighed, let her even leaned in. Go on, pinch away, I mumbled, half resigned, half spoiling, but easy. Her gaze held, then that safe, teary smile bloomed back. Years slipped by like the creek's quiet current. Every summer's end, goodbyes turned ritual. No more total meltdowns, she'd learned to bottle it. Days before, she'd mope, on D-Day clutching my arm, face in my shirt, till her adoptive mom coaxed gentle, then she'd back away 3 steps at a time. Didn't see the winter break coming. First one, days from school out, our landline rang. Picked up, muffled hitches, then garbled, teary wails. Heart yank. That you? I asked the receiver. Pause, then clearer sobs like relief at being clocked. Don't cry. I fumbled comfort, picturing her lip bit, tears streaming out. I'll come see you soon. Calls hit daily. No full sentences, just raw sound from missing, lonely. I caved, begged parents. Grandma and Grandpa are getting on. Want to head back for winter break. Hang with them more. They blinked at my sudden maturity, caved after debate. So breaks became my jam. Train clacking rails? Music to my ears. Years on, she hit the county's special ed school, picking up more words, basic sign language. But with me, she stuck to those talking eyes, faces, sounds. Somewhere along, she quit just waiting for snacks. Started fumbling in the kitchen. Early tries, Band-Aids on fingers. I'd ask, she'd hide 'em, sheepish shake. Soon, solid grub. Fluffy scrambled eggs with chives, crispy hash browns, or loaded ramen for scratch. She'd watch eager as I took bite 1, tense scanning my face till thumbs up, then that relieved, sweet grin. Later, her room's old Singer humblate. First shirt, plain white button-down, stitches crooked, baggy. But modeling it, she circled me, fingers smoothing wrinkles reverent, face pure bliss. Found her new language. Every few days, fresh gear. Chunky knit sweater for warmth, straight hem jeans, quirky graphic tee. Took me time to get it. She was staking claims silent, fierce, with hot meals, handmade threads. Time flew. I hit junior year. High school was this forge, hammering boy into teen, cramming fresh ideas. Boys and girls keep space, no touchy-feely. Vague stuff sharpened real. Peers got that fuzzy crush vibe, awkward buffers. I wasn't immune. But summer home, facing her, stuck in that bread-and-buddy kid phase, dialed up. Whole semester's gap crammed into nonstop gluing. She haunted our farmhouse like a second mom. Fuss it. She'd point at the brutal sun, jamming an old baseball cap on me, no wandering. Book zone for getting lunch. She'd stomp mad, reheating cold plates till cleared, brow easing. Even clock watched, afternoon shooing me to the daybed, blanket forced, signing nap orders. She'd fan gentle with a palm leaf, eyes locked guardian on her treasure. That smother love, airless, left me antsy, flushed. Parents pitted her backstory, stayed mom. But her nearness lost kid natural. Towel sweat wipe? I'd flinch auto. Closed dust pat? Rigid. Cheek pinch or arm link? Awkward dodge with excuses. She clocked every swerve. Each flinch dimmed her eyes hurt, confused, like why's my rock pulling back? Never grill, just pause quiet, then resume care, tiptoe softer, heartbreaking probe. Tore me up, guilt clash. Knew she meant well, her only love lang. But that boundary bus cling? Uncomfy beyond my teen limits. Farmhouse summer still sweltered, locusts droning. She sat close, sewing obvious for me, new shirt, stitches tight. Glancing up happy focused, like I was her whole world to tend. Watching her bowed lashes, total pour into me ease, emotions tangled. Touched, sorry, heavy can't match weight. Plus teenage for loose reins, bold urge. Mouth opened, you don't have to or get your own thing, but seeing her all in, this her everything vibe, words died. Just sighed, grabbed my half-read book under her puzzled stare. SAT summer done, that grind of tests and stress faded. Dragged my duffel to the farmhouse, shoved the screen door, swore I had the wrong house. Yard, her on tiptoes hanging laundry. Her me turned. Timed worked magic on her, over-the-top kind. Kid-clear eyes morphed to almond tilted, dark pools hazy seductive. 3 parts mist, 7 sultry, unknowing. Pert nose, full ruby lips, face hit hard, flirty aggressive pretty. Not the shocker. Rocking my baggiest old tee, knotted casual at waist, no hiding the killer curves underneath. Fabric strained over full, proud, chest swell, nipping to tiny waist, flaring around, perky hips hugged tight by basic cotton shorts, cartoonish hourglass, blush fuel. Ripe peach total, every inch, curve, screaming woman heat, clashing the plain yard. Holidays always showed change, but this blasted me stiff at the door, breath forgot. Why here? Probably caught my call about grandparents crashing at our city place a while. So she raced to tidy. Her usual. Spotted me, eyes exploding joy. Dropped the clothes, strode quick. 5'5" ain't short for girls, but tiptoeing, forehead barely nicked my chin. She clocked her body's shift, the vibe it stirred. Cheeks flushed pink, eyes shy flicker, but next beat, natural as ever, hand out to snag my arm. Face incoming. Body beat brain, I auto-stepped back half. Her grab missed, froze. Spark dulled, hurt confused, but stubborn surged. No words, she closed in, lashed my arm, body flush, soft press, unavoidable on my bicep. Touch zinged, goosebumps everywhere, awkward limbs lost. Let go a sec. I tugged, dry-voiced. Tighter clamp, face up shake no. Throat a pissy short, ah. Like why? Always been this way. Scalp tingled worse. She hauled her pillow and throw straight in. Claimed half my bed rightful. No way, I reasoned, face heating. You're a girl. I'm a guy. We can't share a bed. Blinked those killer eyes, innocent baffled like alien talk. Gestured, kid to now, always crash together. Summer palettes, winter huddles for heat. What's the issue? Then bam. Fluff my pillow, fetch basin for face and feet wash, Nag City. Shower longish? Door knocks worried. Late night read? Book snatch mad, lights out force. Picky eater? Glare till green's down. Snap even mild? Lips purse, eyes welling wrong like I betrayed her grind. Vibe screaming. I got you, boss you, this normal, right? Why sour? Zero grasp on guy girl lines, or my ditching kid clothes. Her stubborn tender web snared me, framing good her way. Summer farmhouse? Weird, tension thick. Her bombshell bod and flirty face yanked, guy pull hard. Kid cling no boundaries, boss total. Trapped in sweet awk net, stuck. Days glue tolerable-ish. Night's bed share? Sweet torment hell. Farmhouse nights muggy. Windows open no help, air thick. Carved antique bed. Roomy once, now claustro with her. Instinct max contact. I hit sheets, hot soft four molds instant. Arm waist loop natural, cheek shoulder nuzzle, legs slung bold over mine. Thin cotton nightie? Zero block on killer soft curves, skin silk. Chest swell, crush my arm. Breath rising, tingles, scalp prickle waves. Worse, no sleep intent. Face up moonlit blinks at me. Almond eyes dewy, spring mist swirl, hook without trying. Stared hooked endless. Breakdown, fidget rub unconscious for comfy spot. Each graze sparking nerve fires, spreading wild. I burned, heart thunder, strange restless surge body ramped, damn near bust. Too much. Gotta move. Eased arm super slow to roll away back to. Slight twitch. She sensed, waist arm vice, sleepy grump MMPH protest. Tighter mold leg, hike higher. Me? Gave up board stiff. Later, inch bed edge for gap. Instant, warm fleece sense. Eyes shut hazy follow paste, sealing my space, nudging me center. Shift. Paste. Loop till bed creak soft. Snapped, bolted up gasping sweat slick heat, or what? Jostle woke her vague, prop watch. Nightie strap slipped, bearing creamy shoulder, collarbone sharp. Moonlit elf pretty, eyes pure beguile, peeve puzzled wake grump, no clue my thrash. Space to sleep? Please, beg horse. She eyed me, got the sweat misery, paused reluctant, scooted fist width, over grudging. Phew, down again, gap held. But 5 minutes. Doze fringe, that warm soft creep back persistent to my back. Arm re-loop cautious, cheek spine rest, content side tiny. No fight left. Wore out, let octopus wrap in intimate torture haze, mind drift toss to jumble, drain sleep with her. Dawn choke me awake soft choke, and faint soap scent. Eyes open, vine tangle still, deep slumber, lashes still. Morning glow window framed her sultry profile golden. Heart stab gorgeous, despair trap. Breath held, ninja slow, pride limb by limb free. Skin ghosted her warmth, pulse, that linger panic throb. Yard escape, dawn cool no calm. Sleepless grind plus out control flirt fire. Near mat, can't go on. Glimpsed kitchen, her tiptoe for top shelf flour, prepping new trick green onion cakes for me. Grit teeth, snatch hall landline, memory dialed her folks number quick. Long rings, adoptive mom warm pickup. Auntie, it's me. Whisper bag to mouthpiece. Can you come get her? Just few days till grandparents back. Silence, then tired sigh. Kid, sorry you're stuck. I get it's weird for you. Voice sorry grasp, but beat down. But, sigh, sweet as pie elsewhere but you? Zero tolerance for no. Last time we hinted exam focus, less bug. You she locked in wailed starved days smash stuff. We just, heart sank. But, Andy really can't. Babble, no words for crush intimate mess. Good boy, I know, tough spot. Helpless tone. Favor? Indulge her few more? Might burn off the miss you high, loosen up. Bear it? Please. Hung up, her kitchen hum cheer mocking, receiver lead in hand. Last shot dashed. Even her folks couldn't pry her off. Slumped wall, deep powerless wave crashed. Ah! Kitchen peak, flower dust cheek, eyes query, why zone here? Her pure trust gaze, no shadow, twist me not. Forced robot smile, head shake. She's back content, bustle on. Me? Deeper lost trap. Indulge? Satisfy? How much? Last night's nearline cross. Keep? Amp? Summer just kicked off.